G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me JaWoodle, and welcome back to 7 days in the brand new update 1.0, the full version release of a game that's been in alpha for a long bloody time. But welcome to 1.0 and welcome back to JaWoodle Park. I love that review. I love this peeking over the edge and all of the things that I've built with yet more to go as well. But I'm coming back today because we discovered something interesting lately that I want to see if we can take, well, to be honest, take full advantage of. I've forgotten what day it was of the playthrough series, the first playthrough of 1.0 that I'm also doing, if you weren't aware. We're also doing a proper playthrough of this game to experience all the new stuff properly. But we discovered in one of those days, out in the burn biome, the burn forest biome, that there's a ladder in one of the POIs on the back of a slide that was completely breaking zombie AI, which obviously got my eyes very bloody saucepan-like. But basically, they climb up this ladder on one side of a block and try and hop over back the opposite way onto a fence. And I was watching a zombie try to do this, and I was thinking, this is repeatable and easy and simple, which means we should be able to build a base around it. Oh my goodness, I found it. I wasn't even sure if this existed in the world, but I was like, you know what? I'll go and have a quick squiz about and see if I can find what I'm talking about, rather than relying on editing Josh to go and find footage and show you. But this is the POI, and this is the slide I was thinking of. I'll quickly just drop on down and murder everyone else who's around here. But yeah, so this slide, this ladder on the back, they try and climb this ladder to get up onto this fence I'm standing on to come and try and attack me if I'm standing here. I'll see if I can get an Arlene to come and show us immediately. There we go, up you go. Oh, and you actually made that jump much easier than any zombie I saw when I saw it in the series. Interesting. I mean, it's not particularly like a death knell that could potentially still be usable. We'll try again. You, give me another Arlene, please. Come on, Arls. Take the ramp or take the ladder. Up you go. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm still confident. We can still make it work, even if it's not just completely blatantly obvious at the start. Damn it. Anyway, that's where I got the inspiration from. Let's see if we can turn that into a base. I wonder how that mechanic's actually working. Like, I know that it's like zombies will only path on, like, for example, a plate or whatever, or a pole, if it's in the center of the block. So if they're trying to run along something, this side pole center will actually give them the path. If it's rotated like around this way. So there's a block actually in the middle of that block, they'll path on it. But if you get, for example, the regular pole, that's not the regular pole, that one please, like that won't give them the path. Because there's nothing in the center of the block, they don't think they can walk over that, to which you can actually use that to your advantage for a lot of things. So that fence would have been a centered block, and that's fine, and the ladder up the other side. Is there just an orientation change we can make to get that to work? So if I had ladders going up like you, and then how was it? It was going along laterally from that, wasn't it? So if I get even just something narrow, something thin, what about like thinner than I'd normally use, the 0.025, and I rotate you to go around on that side? Like, that's a big gap. That's a big gap for them to try and hustle across. So if I just go like you, and I stand right on the very fragile edge, get a couple of Arlenes, you should climb that ladder and try and jump across, and succeed. Okay, alright. Maybe there's been a patch since I discovered it the first time around. Maybe I missed my window. Maybe it's not going to be as good as I hoped. What if I went something like this then? What if I used that same 0.025 pillar and stuck you underneath the top one? So in the game's mind, there's a solid block there, a solid block here attached to that solid block there. So it's actually all interconnected, which means I can get rid of you. How's that gonna play? How's that gonna play out in the grand scheme of things? I'm gonna need my shotgun out and get an Arlene out, please. Get your attention. I mean, they're still pathing up, which is good. Yeah? I mean, you didn't fall far enough, so you're gonna go and destroy everything mode. I know that. I was expecting that. They had all sorts of trouble getting up to them. Is it because I was worried that potentially putting that off to the side as a non-pathable would break it a bit, but potentially Do they, ooh, could they see that as a path? Is that something that like is coded into their brain that is a pathable block? Same as like how the, if I can go to the right place, please, these upside down wedge tips, that's just like hard coded zombies can walk on this, even when very clearly they can't. That's how those zombie droppers work. Is that going to be the same for the .025 pillars, even if they're on the piss? So if I stick you all the way out there, like there's no way you're making that jump. There's no way you're making that one across. If I could stand on the right block, though, please, that would make everything that little bit easier. We'll try that. We'll try that. See how that goes. Get a couple of Arlenes. Probably a bit too many for what I need them to do, but... no. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll try with just the one so no one gets caught up. Arles, you want to run it for me? Nah, she hates it. She hates it. Nah, okay, so it wasn't just a hard-coded thing, that's fine. That little combination that I had, though, that definitely worked. So is that it? Is that all we need to do? Build a ladder, a .025 pillar out to the side like that, and then one flush in the center to actually act as the path, and this will work as a zombie base? I mean, it's just ladders at the moment, which means the bears and dogs and stuff can't get up here anyway, but... I mean, that's already gone better than it did when I just had the ones on the side, all the way up. Swing, miss. That's a problem where they fall onto the faces of the zombies coming up behind, so they will go into destroy everything mode. I mean, okay. All right. I feel a bit bad. I thought, when I went back to that POI and it didn't work the way I thought it would, I was like, oh, okay, it's been fixed, but... Do my bidding, you puppets. Do what I want you to do. Okay, so now we have the mechanic that I like. I'm going to quickly just chuck in a block there to support the top railing and get rid of you, because I'd love to know, just to like make this a little bit smoother. Could I just use like a sheet on the outside of that? Advanced rotation, chuck you in like that, which means I can now get rid of that one. And I could build this all the way down to the ground. It's not super necessary, but I just like the idea of having a... I mean, I say make it look a bit better. It's all still just hovering blocks in the ether of nothing, because gravity be damned. You gotta play to the rules, and this is the rules that 7 Days has given us. We got super strong zombies with super springy legs, but gravity's a bit iffy sometimes. Get an Arlene in. I just want to know if it was a particular to that block is why it worked, or if it's just... like, they think they can get across from the top rung, which is one block below the actual path. And I think, yeah. I think they just think they can make that one block further up onto you. So it's a property of the ladder, not the path they're trying to land onto. Easy. Easy, bloody peasy. This could turn into, for those of you who've been around a little while, if not, well, welcome. Welcome to me breaking the game. The base that I had at the end of... I want to say Undead Legacy, I think it was, when I was at the top of Higashi Tower with a massive ladder contraption all the way to the top that I could fire down onto. You could use this. You could use this to make an AFK with that massive drop as well. Ooh. Oh, that could be a goer. I'm going to use a different ladder than the scaffolding ladder. The scaffolding ladder is already such a good block, and I really don't want it to get nerfed. So instead, I'm going to use a different ladder, and I'm just trying to think about how I can negate like the little zombie slips that they have every now and again, that means that they fall only like 30 centimeters or so onto the zombie coming up behind them, but that drop is enough to trigger their pathing, well, their coding to say, I had a drop, I'm within X amount of blocks of player, therefore I've clearly become a victim of a zombie dropper or something, I need to go into destroy everything mode and break whatever contraption the player has built. That doesn't matter if they fall 20 feet or 1 foot. Whatever happens, if they're close enough to you, they will start going into that mode. So I want to try and build extra ladders to give extra routes for the zombies so they don't start falling like that. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but we'll try. I mean, you'd hope so. You'd hope so. I'm going to have to build it tall to get around that as well, but this should hopefully work. I wonder if these things will work. I mean, I was just going through the different pillar options, seeing what was available to me, but this... 0.0125 meter side centered pillar. That is, it's barely even a sneeze. It's barely even a sneeze of a block. It's about the thinnest one I can think of. Is that going to work the same way? So I've got these all rotated the same way. Going to chuck that along. Oh, that's actually one block too high. Oh, no, that's fine, actually. Chuck you there. Gonna have to aim to break you, because misfires will be plentiful. And then on top of that, rotate you all the way around so that you're horizontal again, and put you... Jeez, it's hard work with such small things. You'd think I'd be good at it by now with all my wealth of experience, but clearly not. Still gotta focus all the way along to like there. Is that still gonna work? Oh my god, as pathing? You wouldn't even know these blocks are there, would ya? That's taking the piss, Josh. Just taking the bloody piss. It's hard to even see the thing. My eyes are straining to focus on it. Let's give it a go. Owls. Oh. Ah, clever girl. My, how the tables have turned. Turns out a zombie base is also a JaWoodle base. Oh, yeah, outdid me. Well played. There we go. Got myself sitting good up on basically nothing, but this time I'm just going to make sure I spawn the Arlene where I need her to be. There you go. Arlene, want to come up the ladders? I'm pretty sure it's already going to work because she went down the ladders to get to when she shoved me off before. But now it's an even narrower pillar. She's got less to hold on to. All the way down. A little bit of damage. God, I miss the days when zombie damage from fall damage was still a thing. Back up she comes, and... That'll just about do. I mean, that should work forever. So now we'll just have a pet Arlene in like an open air cage. She's a free range Arlene, not a cage 10. And she'll just run that forever. I actually quite like that. I don't like using the super duper 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 narrow pillars because they're kind of hard to see and they make my eyes feel funny when I look at them. I might change it back to the .025s, but even so. I mean, this isn't even my creation. It was already a part of the POI. I just discovered it. Discovered it? Arlene, you've gone to destroy area. I didn't build it tall enough. I wasn't big enough for Arlene. Bloody size queen. Okay, but we got the answer that I needed. I can break you, and you. That should collapse all of it. Nice. Okay. So, I actually think something like this would be best suited to building on like the side of a building, like a 3-story building or something that already has that height that you need. That's actually what I did in that series with the ladder base. Just like strap it onto the side of a building, so they'll climb up, they'll try and make the jump across. In fact, yeah, building this on the side of a skyscraper would be absolutely mint, because then it's going to fall all the way back down to the bottom again, and just climb back up, and you never have to worry about it. I mean, yeah, okay. This works a treat. I wonder if you can actually make it better though. So I think that one block up gap is actually pretty critical to them. Like, they're never ever going to get their feet up there. That's just like, they're not even starting on the same plane. I'm not sure why they think they can get across there. Like, it's just not there to begin with. But hey, I'm not complaining. That's just the way that the zombies think. But I want to see if I can find a way to just really guarantee that they're not going to have like a lucky break on this. So actually, I reckon that might be a good idea. I already had the sheets from before, just a lucky coinkydink, I suppose. We're putting a few of them up like that, and I'm gonna grab a plate. Not a catwalk plate, just a regular plate, please. Yeah, that one. Simple rotation, please. And whack you. Ooh, actually, I might have to go upside down. Whack you on the top. No, not that button. Just to kind of act as a bit of a roof. I don't think it should impact their pathing at all because they're thinking they're coming off across here. We'll give it a go and just make doubly sure, but that's just to really make sure if they do get pushed from below or something, they can't kind of like loop up and above and get on top. We'll give it a go. I think that should work. We'll find out. Here comes my Arlene, my pet Arlene, up to the top. I mean, she's still pathing the way I want her to, so I don't think there's any issues so far. And yeah, okay. Okay, good. I've extended the build a little bit taller. I'm now 15 blocks above the deck, so just like with the melee base over there, really just hedging my bets and having a little factor of safety involved. She's just gonna keep going up and up and up again. So she can't get, there is no way to get through that gap for her. Can I make it even more? Can I make it even more foolproof? What if I got like a gable or something like that? Because then it's gonna have the point in the middle, like you. Gable half. No, not like that. I want to get the slightly bigger one. That's half the wrong way. I want a full block gable that goes into the middle. Is that gonna be possible or just nah? Like this, but thicker. I enjoy how the whole time I'm doing this, ooh, that might work. The whole time I'm doing this, Arlene's just running the ladders and I'm paying absolutely zero attention to her, just showing a complete disregard. I'm hoping to find even just like in fact it's gonna be like a wedge. Because it's this shape here that I want, the top side of that. So a wedge trim, maybe? Don't know how they label things in here. Wedge incline, that should probably do me. Can I stick you where I want you to be? Oh no, my Arlene died. She ran the ladders so much she ended up dying of fall damage. It's been so long since I saw a zombie die of fall damage. That's... Sorry, Arls. Thank you for all of the science testing we got to do with them before your, well, rather timely demise. That one's the wrong kind of shape, though. I need to find a better one. Come on, Josh. Arlene didn't die for this. Find something better. Yeah, there we go. That one. I mean, it's a window block, but it's the shape that I want. I'm sure there's a better one for it in there somewhere, but you will do. Plus, we're adding windows to base builds. It's just a touch of class where we actually need it. Now that we've lost Arlene, we can really class up the joint before we spawn in a couple of more. Yeah, no, you guys are good. I'm going to put myself back up in my nice little spot, fire my shotgun to see if they still path correctly. I mean, look, it's not like the most efficient base in the world. It's kind of just like an interesting mechanic that we can take advantage of. Ooh, but nah. Ooh, but nah. They don't love it with something blocking that gap. Well, it was worth finding out that anyway. I mean, they can't get up here anyway. There we go. Now we've got the floppy twins. They can just take over where the last one left off, running up and down ladders all day. The only downside to this is that there's not going to be any way to deal with dogs and bears. You'd have to build a separate path for dogs and bears, or if you're in a big building, just leave them till the end of the Horde night and go and deal with them later. In fact, what happens to a dog and a bear though? If you have just this, will they just like mingle around below you? That is something that I've seen before, and actually I'm going to try and get it to happen. Because this is all still supported. If I go all the way out to that's only just gone pink now. So if I spawn in a couple of dogs and bears, often when zombies don't have a path up to you that they can actually manage, there's nothing for them to beat on, they just kind of run in circles. They completely brick like a 2007 iPhone that they've warned you would happen if you ever jailbroke it. Not that I ever actually knew what would happen to. But either way, we'll get a couple of zombie bears, we'll get a couple of zombie dogs. What happens to them? They brick. Not only do they brick, they don't even go and attack the base of the ladders. So you don't actually need to deal with them. So here you go. Here's the title for the video. How 2 poles in a ladder completely broke 7 days. Because look, I completely broke 7 days. Just to make sure I'm not imagining things, while they're broken down there, I'm going to get some Arlenes to run the ladders. Beautiful. So, what a contraption. I feel like I'm playing Mousetrap, the old board game. So the zombies go up, zombies go up, zombies go down, zombies go up, zombies go down. And all the while, I've just got a couple of bears and, I mean, I could just shoot them. I could just shoot them from up above if I wanted to, or I could give myself some Molotovs or something. This might set myself on fire, but nah, we're fine. Drop you off the side. Can drop you off that. Ah, damn it. Yeah, nah, okay. So it's not completely Muppet proof. Occasionally you will self-immolate just that little bit, but you guys can burn. You guys can also burn. Just throw that over them. It's good. It's good. It's really bloody good. It's a little bit OP and very bloody cheesy because clearly not taking any note of physics, but who needs physics? Who needs physics when you can just laugh? Now that I know that that works, I want to try and make it just a little bit better, a little bit bigger, a little bit more, I mean, not feasible, I suppose. I mean, obviously, I suppose if you wanted to, you could make a base like this. Me personally, I wouldn't rely solely on just standing on the edge of a pole for all of Horde night. I mean, it'll work, but you'd have to set out to build that. We're gonna just build some ladders on the other side and like just copy that exact design but mirrored on the other edge, because I reckon because there's so much structure here, there are so many ladders holding this up, I reckon you could build a little cabin at the top of the world just here and just sitting there all night and not really have to concern yourself with anything. That's gonna go, yeah, that's fine. I want to strap these new sheets onto the backside of you. Why can't I do that? Yeah, go. Why, what? Oh, because I went, okay. I didn't realize I was one block too low. Okay, we're fine. I've just got both sides running. I've shortened these poles a little bit. I'll have to just double check that I can still brick bears and dogs by doing that. But because this is on the top of that block, on the top of that square, which you can see from there, of that white cube, it's on the very top face. That means that I can put things like sheets directly onto it. Yeah, it's not loving it though. It's not loving the span that I'm trying to ask it to use. We'll see. We'll see if I can make this into some sort of bunker, because if I can get just like some spikes in a room above my head, then that's gonna take care of the vultures for me. I won't really have to worry about anything else. The ladders are providing the structural support, the poles are throwing the zombies back down below, and I mean, what more could you ask for? Oh, I could ask for more structural integrity. All right, that's too much. That's too much. I went Icarus. I went too close to the sun. Oh no. It was bound to happen. I was having too good of a time, having too much success. Everything was going nicely. The game got its revenge. Oh, I'm also missing a ladder in here. Didn't realize that from before. Make sure you're all good and hunky-dory. That's fine. That's fine. Oh no, we had a mild collapse. Just gotta build my game-breaking pole again and we'll all be fine. Damn it. So what I was trying to do before I was very rudely caught up to by all of the consequences for my hubris and actions, I'm just gonna use catwalks to quickly build like a little cage in here. I really like using catwalks for this because you can use the bars to see through and the solid plates to protect yourself, and only take up one block of both structural stability, of weight, but also one block for like corners of your bunkers and stuff like that. So that works really nicely. I have to crouch to move around in here or else I kind of clip through the world. Fair play though. I have little doors on the side so I can walk out here if I need to, if I get a shot of like the ladders or whatever, but there's nothing blocking the zombies' pathing. Although the fact that I kind of like, I scrape my scalp every time I stand up here, I'm dinging my propeller hat. Does my propeller hat move when I move? Can I blow my propeller hat and get it to spin? Nah, rubbish. You know what? If I turn on God mode so that I can fly, I feel like that should be spinning like a personal little gyrocopter. Nah, nothing. Okay, that's all fine. That's all fine. But, sorry, what was I doing? I got distracted by my hat. Oh yeah, I wanted to test. I wanted to test with some more Arlenes. We'll get you going. We'll also get a couple of zombie bears and a couple of zombie dogs. We've got the whole kit and or caboodle all going all at once, and that is kind of what I was worried about, because now I'm in a cage that's much closer to the ladders. Like the zombies aren't an issue, they're still gonna fall just like they always did. In fact, we'll get another couple of Arlenes out here just like so they're running on both sides. But I was worried about the bears and the dogs trying to destroy the ladders, but they're just not. They're all fine in there. I mean, I'm basically using myself as bait, obviously, but doesn't matter if it's bait if you never get harmed. Up they go, down they go to start all over again. The bears and dogs can do nothing, so all they need now is just some spikes to deal with the vultures, and I reckon we're pretty ready to run a Horde night along this and see how that goes, because this is all pretty good. The only reason I built that bunker close to the ladders, by the way, is just so there's not so much sprung weight on the edge of those poles that my structural stability would be so much worse, clearly, after the collapse I had a couple of minutes ago. So I'm close to the ladders, which is bad for the bears, but if you just kind of ignore that, then this is all pretty lovely, isn't it? Look at this. Completely fine, completely safe. Who even needs ammunition? I'm not sure how this is gonna go for a proper Horde. I don't think we're too far away from an errant bolt of cop kebab vomit taking this thing down. We're gonna give it a go, because I don't think this is a standalone Horde-based idea. I don't think just by itself it works out. I mean, it does work, but I don't think it's like what you'd set out to build. I think this is a way you can apply this to the side of a building or something and get it to run that way. So if this works well, I reckon I reckon that's the play. I'm gonna go find a building somewhere and strap this onto the side of it. Because then rather than having like a little bunker that you sit in, oh, I told ya, you can just sit in the attic of the building, and if there's no stairs inside the building, those can't climb these ladders on the outside, fall away from you, and you should be all pretty good. But they're all running around in circles. There's nothing really bad happening. Could I put some torches here? There we go. Up here so we can see a little bit better. Maybe one on this side too. Somewhere, maybe. Sure, that'll do. That'll do. Close enough. We can see what's happening, but I mean, other than the cop vomit, there's nothing. There's nothing bad happening at all. Oh, bud. Jeez, that's an awful spray you got going on there. But just the way they whack into the ground, often face first. Dude, zombie ragdoll is the best thing in the world. There's nothing quite like it. All right, I reckon that's a pretty good example of it working absolutely flawlessly, which is an unusual thing to say. I'm gonna get caught out, like I said. Oh, there's still some zombies out there. I said flawlessly. I bet you someone's gonna like tweet me a bloody video or something going wrong with it at some point. But for what I just saw there, I'm pretty happy. Let's go find a city. Let's go find a city with some sort of tall building somewhere. Probably not in the burn biome. We need something bigger and better than that one. We'll find a tall building, strap this onto the side of it, and see how it goes. Because I reckon that's its place. That's definitely its calling. In fact, you know what? I was going to go looking for a skyscraper. Why bother with a skyscraper when you can just use this? Buddy's grain. That, I think, from memory, is more than 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this top window is 17 blocks tall. We only needed 13, so we've got a massive margin for error. And this is a very common and very empty POI as well. It's like a remnants. There's so few zombies in here, it doesn't even get like a rating. Is there... Yep, there's one there. I mean, you can probably count the amount of zombies in here on one hand. That's 2 so far. Dude, this could be really good. This could make Buddy's grain into something absolutely exceptional. Oh no, 3 zombies. That was it. That was literally it. There's only 3 zombies in this whole place. It's probably more like the wasteland or whatever, but 3 zombies gets you up to the tippy top. You'd have to like break this stuff down, but I don't think that's going to be especially difficult. Only 1,000, and you should probably be able to, yeah, do it nice and efficiently. So you get rid of the crane and the physics-defying bird's nest as well. And then if I just build those ladders and those poles onto the side of this, then we're good. Then we're good and golden. So look at this place though. You just chuck a floor in, it even comes with windows. You're up nice and high. You've got a nice view. Uh-oh, I'm about to fall in love with a brand new POI all over again. But okay, so to build, how am I gonna build this? I don't wanna build it right up the side. In fact, I can't because there's gonna be these ribs there. But I do wanna try and take advantage of the fact that the bears and the dogs get bricked by it. So I wanna try and build those ladders a bit further away. The bears and the dogs might still destroy some of this, but I'm not super concerned by that. I mean, most of this stuff is already kind of like in the game's code. It's kind of pinned into place and ignores physics, so things will just kind of stay there even if the structural integrity says that it shouldn't. How strong are you? You're not especially strong, so okay, we can get rid of... that's fine, we can get rid of you. That's all good, and we can replace you. Do I build like the poles laterally or parallelly? Sure, that's a word. But like towards or across? I need to think about this for a second. I think for this to work best with just like how much, like the volume of zombies we get during Horde nights, I reckon emptying out the sides over there, plus the blocks down below, and running, yeah, like out of that. So running these poles out a little bit, don't have to go too far, maybe just 4 blocks each out to you, because that's going to be the one that they try to run along, and the ladders are going to go in the middle. Although it's an odd number though, so you can't split it evenly. No, in that case, no. It's got to be symmetrical. Symmetricality always trumps everything else. Bases have to be aesthetic. So in that case, I'm going to flip you back around again to go this way. So that's the one you're going to try and grab onto that you can't. And I can just build... Actually, that's not bad at all, actually. Just build a shitload of ladders going up against that. I mean, the ladder's going to be offset down the bottom anyway, so that should be all good. I've had one of my characteristic change of hearts, like on Montgomery Burns, and I've gone back to going out of the sides, because even though it's like, it's not an odd number, sorry, it is an odd number, so there is going to be a central block, I can actually make that so I've got back-to-back ladders down below, handle the volume of zombies I need, and actually group them up more for any Molotovs or anything I want to throw. So that isn't a particularly bad idea. You're attached to that one. I need to go one block further. Oh, actually, hang on a second. Was it like that? Or like that? Or like that? Or like that? I might have to go back and double check the design again, but all I know is I'm going to have the ladders in the middle. So that is the central block there. The DA is the middle one. So we'll go on this side. We'll go on this side. Leave the central block vacant. And actually maybe even use that for extra structural stability on the ladders. Come on, Josh. Come on, Josh. Words are hard, I know. That all looks pretty good to me. It's just an avalanche of ladders, but I'm pretty sure I've got all the poles up the top in the right spot. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a go, shall we? Let's skip straight through to a Horde and just see how that goes for us. Half an hour after Horde night, I'm sitting pretty up at the top of my buddy's grain. Chuck down some torches around the place so we can actually see what we're doing. Nope, you just really want to go on that spot, don't you? Alright, that's all fine. Probably actually want to turn the zombie brains on so they can come and run this for me. So I've got 6 ladders. There's a copper coming in. He's going to try and bomb it up, but that's alright. He's going up. They're betting on a calm. Yeah, that's right. Ignore the bomb for now. Up to the top. Miss the pole. And then back down they go again. I mean, I haven't built the spikes for the vultures. I haven't done anything for like anti-cop stuff. I've actually not even finished building you out the length that you need to be. There you go. One extra block on the end. But that, other than the cop vomit, which is a bit unfortunate, they can't get to me. They're all good. Up they go, down they go, and splat down the bottom. That's pretty bloody juicy, actually. Can I, just to make sure here, let's go animals. Is that going to give me ones I need? Let's go... No, yeah, okay, zombie bears, and then zombie dogs, get a couple of those ones out there as well, and get their attention. I just want to see what actually happens to them. You guys want to, there you go, I'll actually shoot you then to really piss you off. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They get bricked. They just sit underneath where I'm standing and throw their little paws in the air like they actually do care. I feel dirty. I feel dirty. I'm going to need a shower after this. I have taken advantage of a mechanic. I should feel bad. I definitely don't. You can piss off and go back down with the rest of them. Look at that. Buddy's grain indeed. Who needs buddies when you have buddy's grain? But there you go. I'm absolutely stoked with that. I can't believe how well it's actually worked. I'm going to sit here and watch them all day. This is in B309, build 309 of 1.0, which is the number in... one of the quarters, that quarter or that quarter, whichever one it is, it says B309. If it gets updated, it might be patched, so it's not guaranteed to work, but as I sit here right now, it is going absolutely perfectly. I couldn't have actually asked that to go any better, and all because of a slide in the backyard of a POI. So I'm going to leave this episode here. I'll come back and continue to build things that break this game in another episode, I'm sure, because I have way too much fun doing it. But I'll have to leave that for another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of the Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.